concept of fear of loss. You know, he's going to win. He's going to win this one. And that's good.
Competitive.
Okay. I thought you were handing me something.
No.
Okay. It's 6:33, Wednesday, January 9th, 2013. We're opening the meeting. At this time, I want to make known that we do not have a chairman or a secretary, so I will be calling this meeting to order until we elect one. We're establishing a quorum today. We have Ms. Teddy Harley, Mr. Jim Long, Ray Lambert, and Crystal Montes. Philip Ipon is absent. The next thing is we are going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Texas pledge.
Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee. Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
They have to do for me the casters on this chart.
And then we added citizens comment, because we're gonna have that on all the agendas from here on out. But obviously, we have no citizens, so.
So it'll just be a short part of the agenda.
Okay, we have old business, consideration and action to approve minutes for November 7th, 2012 meeting. Do we have enough to vote on that? I guess we do.
I wasn't here, but
I wasn't part of the group, so I don't know if I can.
I move that we approve them.
Okay. We have Teddy Harley makes the motion to approve the November 7 minutes. And Chris, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 2, let me just put 2-0. With 2,
No, it's 4.
It's 4-0. Everyone.
just say aye.
No, it's 4-0.
The two not present, don't they have to abstain?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the two not present have to
Not
abstain,
Abstain, yeah.
2-0.
so it's 2-0-2.
2-0-2. Chris, second. Okay. And new business, consideration to action to approve the 2013 meeting dates. You have those in front of you for this year. What you see in red is typically our meetings are the first Wednesday of each month. There's 2 dates that does not meet with that because of the holidays. July 4th is one of them, so we pushed it back a week to July 10th. And then January, well, obviously, because,
Tonight.
yeah. And each of these dates coincide, well, they don't coincide, they meet with the regular council meeting the week after.
Do we need a motion
We
to
need a
approve?
I make a motion to approve the meeting that's scheduled on the planning board.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 4. Okay, consideration and action to elect chairman and secretary.
Chairman, I nominate Philip Ipon. I've already spoken to him, he will accept the nomination.
I second that.
Teddy nominates Philip. And Chris seconds that. Okay, we have a motion
We have a nomination.
We have a nomination. Okay. Is there any others?
When he wins by.
So now do we make a motion
To,
to approve?
all right, and then I'll move that we approve Philip
Second.
Icon as chairman.
I'll second.
And Jim Allen seconds. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. And for the record, I spoke to Philip Vipon yesterday, and if he was to be nominated and selected, he accepts the position. Okay, do we have a nomination for secretary?
I nominate this one right here.
I'm new.
That's all right.
Give me a break.
That's a break you're getting.
Do you accept the nomination?
Yeah,
Any others?
somebody's gonna have to help me, but tell me what I gotta do, but yeah.
Okay, Ted nominates Jim Lawhorn. Is there any other?
I move that we,
Make the motion?
yeah, I make the motion.
Second it.
Okay, Teddy makes the motion, Ray Lambert seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 4-0.
Actually, it probably should be 301.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't vote for.
Regardless, you're the winner.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, since we still don't have a chairman, and unless you wanna,
Go right
all
ahead.
right,
Yeah.
we're just going right on through. Consideration to action to present the land use plan to city council for approval. Y'all got the agreement that. Where's my,
Yeah.
oh, it's that.
Special plan service agreement, yeah.
Mhm.
From Stuart.
What it looks like, we did it as a presentation, because, you know, of course, y'all need to look it over. And if there's anything else you see that you want to take out or add, or, but we met with Chris Stewart previously, and he has talked to us and Andy. As you can see, he breaks it down to the services from task 1, task 2, task 3, and the prices, what it's gonna cost to do all of that.
So you've got an extra one.
Mm-hmm.
Are these the meeting dates?
Yes.
So I can post them.
Oh, there's that. That's for that.
Thank you.
So do you have any questions? If you wanna go through real quick, what he has on task 1 is, why we did this, just to kind of brief y'all, and help me out, Teddy and Chris. Because we were getting an influx of special use permits, which involves RV trailer parks, mobile home parks. And we wanted to make sure that we were, making sure that we had sufficient infrastructure, the land use was being used correctly. You know, that was our main concern, so we did a moratorium, because we had so many calls, so many people coming in, inquiring about it, and we want to be prepared. So we got someone to do this kind of service to give us, okay, well, what's an ideal, where should we do retail? Where should we do residential? Where should we do multi-use?
It's future planning.
Yeah, so that's why we're wanting to do this. And actually, it's gonna be, it's a directive from the council too. They want us to do this, so.
We need a plan.
We need a plan.
It was
Cindy,
in
let me ask
that other plan they did. The city, master.
Yeah, the city
The
master
master
plan.
plan that was done, yeah, originally it started with, we hired M&S, and that was one of the, what he was saying in his master plan is we need to get a land use plan. And that's where we're going from there.
Since I'm the new guy, a quick question. Are we giving Stuart any direction on how we want to take this thing? For example, sort of in my mind, looking at where Floresville is economically today, in the next 10 years, the next 20 years, I'm looking at, we need to figure out something that will work right now. And then we've got about 10 years probably before drilling's going on, and that's going to impact things. And then when the drilling goes away, we're going to be left.
Right,
And-
talking about stability.
So are we giving them that kind of guidance as they put this thing together
Mhm.
and advise us on how best?
If you read, like you see, I don't know if you read this already.
The annexation plan addresses some of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I read through this sort of quickly last night, and I sort of read through the M&S engineering plan. I don't know.
You know there's a test on.
That's right.
And there's no cheating.
Closed book.
And one other quick question. Has Lou Rosenberg looked at this? Has this gone to the lawyer yet?
I'm not sure.
This is a proposed one.
Well,
This is
it's-
an agreement.
It's an agreement.
Yeah, and the only reason I ask that is because I know the council has got a directive that all contracts will go through the city. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll shut up now.
No, that's okay.
That's
No.
a question.
Because what you see is the plan consists of two components, a map, which we don't have. Oh, yeah, we do have one, but it's, yeah, boy. And a set of written goals, policies, and actions. That we don't have, okay? And then, of course, it's gonna be incorporated with the current master plan, which is what we definitely need. He'll present the draft future land use plan, the map and text to the city council, and of course, we go through public hearing for consideration, direction, action, and adoption. He will give us 15 hard copies of the text, up to 3 copies of the map, and digital copies, which we truly need because we're in the technology age, and I myself get a lot of calls wanting, what is this area zoned at? You know, they can go to our site, bam, there it is, you know. The ordinance that we have on zoning is the ordinance of the 90s. It has not been revamped since then. We're not the 90s anymore.
No.
So they'll assist us with that too, that goes with the map. And of course, the annexation, because we're growing, we're pushing out. So that's involved with that too. He also has, as you see, the compensation
Yeah.
for task 1, 2, and 3. And I believe,
That's not very expensive.
no, it's
Yeah, I
not.
was thinking the same thing.
No, it's not.
That's fairly-
What's the turnaround time for them if we really want to get it back?
Well, that depends, and he was saying, what was he saying, Teddy?
I thought he was saying 6 to 8
About
months.
6 to 8 months. Because our moratorium is what?
18
18
months.
months.
There you go.
I think there's about 15 months left on that.
Yeah. Because we gotta give ourselves time to do public hearings.
Yeah.
You gotta have so many public hearings, because once we put this map out there, someone's gonna say, I don't want to be next door to a retail or a church or something, you know what I'm saying?
Cindy, is this gonna be comprehensive as far as including most everything that we're gonna need in the future? I mean, because that seems like a really low sum of money compared to the number that y'all were kicking around earlier.
It's supposed to be, yes, it's a future land use plan.
Okay.
It's future land,
Present the
and that's
draft
another
future
thing,
land
it's
use map and
land
text.
use, and which is what we don't have at this time. Yeah.
To develop a future land use plan in draft format. The plan consists of 2 components, a map and a written set of, a set of written goals, policies, and actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
And
just my question.
this is all a recommendation
Yeah.
that he's gonna present.
Okay.
It's not etched in stone until we adopt it.
Yes,
And I'm sure that we'll be allowed to make some changes to it if the council and everyone sees fit.
mhm.
It's in your trustworthy hands.
And when he's gonna meet with us, and he's probably gonna tell us, this is how I'm gonna get my information. Either he's gonna go see the school district, or the hospital, see what trend, are we an older city, are we a young city? Are we, he's gonna,
Get the demographics.
yes, of all that.
But he, originally, he proposed to use UTSA for some of the research, and we said no,
Yeah.
due to the timeline.
So,
And there wasn't that much difference in the cost.
Yeah, I think it's very reasonable.
mhm.
I think something we very much need.
Mm.
It'll stop a whole lot of the problems. With some clarity.
And he's gonna get all my information, because I have application of all the zoning that was changed, the special use permits. And he's gonna gather all that information, update our maps appropriately the way it's supposed to be, and we're ready to go. So, and this is what we wanna present to city council next Thursday. No, any questions? But he's gonna, like Teddy said, he's gonna come to us, he's gonna make presentations to our board. Then, of course, with the city council, and of course, there's public hearings, so it's always gonna come through here first.
The agreement was pretty straightforward. I don't see a problem with presenting that to the council. Like I said, as long as at some point in time before we make, anybody puts any signatures on it from the scholars, that Lou gets a chance to.
Exactly,
That city council takes care of that.
exactly.
Not here.
Well, they're supposed to.
So, and this is just for presentation for next week. So do we have an?
We need a motion to approve.
Okay, I'll make a motion to present the land use plan to the city council for approval.
I second.
Okay, Chris makes the first motion, Teddy second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Okay, now we got the fun part, discussion. We don't have to make no motions. The training certification, I know Chris and Teddy,
Mm,
we didn't do that before.
correct.
This is for that open meet, did y'all get, did you
I
get a
got
chance?
it, I got the link, but I haven't looked
Okay.
at it yet.
Yeah, Sherry Pollock, the city secretary, was showing me, it's pretty, I got the,
Yeah, I did it this
Copy of
afternoon. It's really pretty easy and
yeah, you
there's,
just click on.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a
I got a
certificate?
You have to go through the whole thing before you get that certificate. And it's what, 55 minutes, Jim?
61 minutes and 30 some odd
Oh, there
seconds.
you go. So,
Are you sure it wasn't long enough?
No, and then it takes a couple minutes to go, because the very last thing it gives you is a little code, and then you have to
Yes,
take that code
you
and
have
go
to
to
have
a
the
different part of the website,
Yes.
type in your name and that code, and then it creates a PDF. I emailed you the PDF.
I got it,
Okay.
yes, I made a copy, so.
So,
So, it's just, I guess what it talks about, that you're not supposed to have a quorum outside, or like you can't meet with these people, or it's a walking quorum, all that
If
good
it's a
stuff.
quorum, we can't
It-
sit down
Yeah.
for breakfast.
Oh, is
Well,
that-
no, actually, what the thing says on that is, as long as you're not talking about city or the business
Yes.
that we do, we can all get together and have drinks and do what the heck we want to do. It's, if,
Now we're drinking.
yeah, we're drinking, well, you know, I'm a sailor. But, as long as you don't discuss the business that we're taking care of here and outside this setting, outside of the meeting, we're in pretty good shape.
And Jim, what we do, it's around August or July, I can't remember. ACOG throws out a workshop for all this new city council and all the board committee members. We keep an eye, especially, they specialize in planning and zoning too. I keep an eye on that, and the city secretary will send out when it comes close to the time. If y'all interested, I highly suggest Teddy goes. It's a really
yeah.
good workshop.
That's where we met
Chris
Stewart,
Stewart.
yeah.
It's a really good workshop. You learn a lot from that workshop.
I went out to the ACOG site.
And I know it's hard.
Stuff to download, but they don't have much to download.
Sherry Pollock.
You gotta pay them to go to their stuff.
I think I've seen, what did she do before?
Who?
The city
Sherry
secretary?
Pollock.
What'd she do before? She worked for,
What she-
Chamber.
Yeah.
And then, when she left Chamber, she worked for, Jackson Hewitt for a while.
Yeah.
Previous to all that, she worked for True Automation.
Yeah. The CAD, the
You know what that is?
addresses, properties.
So you can look up
Yeah.
County Appraisal District
Oh,
info.
no, I know.
Oh, okay.
I
But she
just didn't
worked,
know who it was.
Sherry Pollock.
No, I'm sure I see
she
her
was
face
in
somewhere.
I think she was in marketing. With True Automation, she learned to speak in front of people, because she's very good at it.
And she is. But yeah, so when that time comes, I'll send all y'all information.
Okay.
And it'll be on the agenda too. And then, the bylaws, I gave y'all bylaws.
Yes.
I think when we did it last time, I
We
think.
did a match, remember, Chris, that we held with us, it was really interesting.
Yeah, it was, but we, you know, was caught, we're caught kind of like blindsided because, you know, that's when everything was gonna be happening, you know? You know, when we were doing the bylaws.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it was, with the RVs, you know, and so forth.
we got a little busy there for a while.
Yeah, last year was quite busy. But, Mike, I wanted to talk about, well, and then you see it on the term limits. I guess once we get everybody here, we get Philip back here, I guess we're gonna have to select term limits, or maybe we're interpreting this wrong. I don't know.
If we don't like it, we can.
I don't know, the way I read it, and of course this is brand new for me,
Mhm.
is that normally every person that's in here would have a 2-year term limit, and it sort of read like this was the first time the group got together, and so that you'd have staggered terms, you drew straws. But I think probably what we need to do now is just look at what the end of every person's 2-year term is, and if that doesn't
Well,
work out, then we can.
Normally, I mean, like I replaced someone, so I should complete their term. And I don't know which one I replaced, or how long their term was.
Exactly.
Longest is the longest.
Was it Andy Eubanks, or was it, I forget who else?
See,
There was, Vera
Vera
Dello,
Dello,
and who else was it before her?
Andy.
Because it was Andy, I know Andy, and there was Vera, and there was somebody else
David
before we got
Johns?
the, no, Lazy J's, what's his name?
oh, Ocean Years.
Ocean Years.
Yeah.
And then that's who you replaced.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so I should be completing his term.
See, because look, let's read this real quick. It says, each member shall serve a 2-year term to end in the last day of May. Well, we did May because typically that was when
Elections.
we're in May, but it's not in May, no, it's in November. Members' terms will be staggered by a drawing for initial term of office so that 2 members shall serve 1 year and 3, this is so confusing,
Yep.
shall serve 2 years. Appointments shall be made during the first regular city council meeting held in May. So typically, this is our first
Yeah.
from elections.
But the elections were in November.
So we need to,
Yeah.
Are they gonna continue to be in November?
yes.
Well, then we need to amend it.
Yeah,
We need
this
to
part
amend
needs to be amended.
We can't serve more than 6 years.
Members shall not serve more than 3 consecutive terms, which is 6 years. Members must remain off the commission for at least 2 years before the city council may reappoint a member.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that. The other thing,
But this one, you and I just came on, and
What's your replace, well, so,
no,
you replaced with.
that's right,
They've been
you've been
replaced.
appointed.
they've been appointed.
Yeah.
So they started, this is their first
Yeah.
year, so they have until 2015, right?
Technically.
Yeah,
but-
they
January.
would, they would.
2015.
And Philip and I, you replaced someone.
No, I was nominated. I actually have a year, I was one of the
first ones before, I mean, you know, I think.
Thank you. Well, David Johns was leaving.
Yeah, then that's when they, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But was
drew-
his term up?
No, I drew, when I came, we drew,
You drew straws?
straws.
They didn't have
And
terms.
I got
when-
the 2-year, and David
And Robert got the one.
1 year. And Mr. Eubanks got the 2, but, you know, but he
Yeah, he resigned before.
resigned.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's Philip, or,
I think it's Andy Eubanks.
who am I?
You're Teddy?
Oh,
I thought she was Vera.
No, there was David on a meeting,
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, see, it's confusing.
yeah. But see, when David came, that's when we drew the straws.
Well, we know she can't do more than,
6 years?
6
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
and you too, Chris.
Well, none of us.
So when did you start? When did you start?
I started about 1.5 years. He was
Okay.
about 1.5 years.
Okay,
Philip and I started around May or June.
of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I already had.
You're right there.
You should be able to research the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, everybody's already staggered, so you shouldn't have to worry
Well,
about
you know, back then, it was like somebody just nominated and then it came, there was no,
With new council.
there was really no commitment.
it.
You know, they missed more than, you know,
Mhm.
So you were
so I was
like
more
on
organized.
2010? Okay.
Yeah,
Because you and David and
I was here
Robert
first
were
before.
here when Phil and I came on board.
Yeah. The benefits are very well. You get invited to,
Yeah.
what, 2 meals?
And like Philip, he
Yeah.
got sued.
We got,
Yeah, you do.
so the benefits are great.
So they got sued.
Yeah. We denied one and he sued Philip.
Do we come under the city's insurance, or where's that at?
Oh, we're covered. But that, for whatever reason, Paul Sisway, down here on 4th Street, 181,
Yeah.
he sued the city and Philip.
All right.
And
That is
Philip,
action.
yeah, see, that's a big,
Even with, said we're using drugs or something like that.
No, that was someone.
that was the one over here across from
Yeah.
Manny
That
Angel.
was someone.
Said that we're on drugs,
We're on drugs.
DWI, and an
How
ex-con.
did I thought y'all were?
Now, you really want to know why I fell off the table?
Yeah. Are you, on the tapes that you do, are you archiving them?
Yes,
Okay.
we keep them. And, I'm looking at the last article, it says, these bylaws may be adopted or amended at any regular meeting of the city council, provided that public notice is legally given and the commission has provided its written recommendation. So, okay,
I think we need to,
change the main,
yeah, once you do your research, and figure out.
find out. Okay.
That section 2, Article 3, Section 2 has to have some work.
So. And, the secretary typically, and it says right here what the secretary does, right?
Where's what's good.
The officers of the commission shall be the chairman and the secretary. The commission shall elect a chairman and secretary on the first meeting of June, but we know our first meeting is in January. The chairperson and secretary shall be voting members of the commission. The chairperson presides in all meetings, calls special meetings as required, sign official documents like the plaques and stuff, appoint committees as needed. Represent the commission at council meetings for matters of the commission or on the city council agenda. So,
Phillips, had a lot
so
of
he's gotta be
discussion.
prepared to, yeah. And the secretaries is prepare the written minutes of the meetings, sign and attest to the signature of the chair and all official documents of the commission, help develop agendas for the meetings,
And
assure that all notices are properly issued to all affected parties. Oh, I didn't know that, okay.
If not, you'll be sued.
So, Jim, where's the meeting minutes? Okay, if you see, this is the way David did them. The only thing I asked, well, as you can see, it does need to say where it's signed by the president and the secretary. Yeah. And then I give you the tapes, And then just, if you need a tape recorder, let me know.
I do, that's what I have.
Yeah, I know. We still haven't gotten
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If you had a digital thing, I could handle that.
and typically we try to make sure that each month that we get those done and approved. All right, and then the next thing is ordinance book. I'm working on, do you have,
I'm not with me.
but you have one? Do you have one, Chris? We need to update those.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, they'll be
Working on that.
updated too with our,
Yeah, we're working.
because Stuart's gonna also recommend ordinances.
Yes. So, let me ask you, Jim and Greg, I can make copies of what we have right now, but it's not the most current. But it is what we have.
Well,
And it's good, so you can look through it and read it.
Yeah, that's something to work.
It's got the charter in there, it's got a lot of stuff that we do in there, so I'll make,
Ordinances that we've used.
yes. So what I'll do is, I'll make the copies of them and I'll call you when I have them ready.
Right. Any of that online, on the
No.
website?
Unfortunately, that's what we're working on.
I'm an IT guy, so I'm gonna ask that.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
No, but that's our goal. We want, that's why we want to put them online.
Can I ask you something? It's a little, hi Jim.
Hey, Jim.
It's a little off, but like when a piece of property is presented to us for consideration, can you give us a history on that property? Like it was rural and residential, the zoning history and use history?
Yeah.
I think it just might give us a better
We might-
case.
Put that, like, revamp the application and probably
Well, they won't know. I mean,
Well, on the application, it does say, what does it say? You've seen them, right? It says, you're wanting to change it from R1 to B for business.
Yeah,
And it does say what it was, at least one
Yes.
step back.
one step
Well,
back.
it doesn't go 3 steps back.
Do
it
we
does go
need
1 step
3
back.
steps back or 4 steps back?
Can't hurt. Can't hurt. You know, so. But, yeah. So that pretty much covers everything.
I have a quick question, Cindy.
Yes.
Just before I go.
Mhm.
On your action, on your CNA for C, to present land use plan to city
Mhm.
council for approval, you would have to state that you're actually presenting the planning services
Just
agreement.
present, yes.
But that you're presenting the agreement, because you're not presenting the land use plan. I would hate for Mr. Rosenberg to say that you're not presenting the thing that you said you're presenting.
This is just to present, yeah, you're correct, the agreement.
It's the agreement, not the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Okay, I just didn't want anything to,
No, you're absolutely correct. It is
Thank
to present the agreement for the land use plan, yes.
Could you talk
Because we don't have land use plan ready yet.
right.
I see what you're saying, John.
It's the agreement, right?
Yes, Jim.
Which is, one of the things that's, I don't know if Cindy brought it up or not, since I'm kind of late coming in, was on the agenda for Thursday is to create an ordinance committee. One of the challenges that we have, as I'm sure you're well aware of, is very much like our water map. There's one. And a lot of those are some handwritten notes, and there's 2 people who can interpret this map. We have the same problem when it comes to ordinances in the city. We have one book that's up to date, and although I didn't go through all of it, it's got some Post-it notes and it's got some handwritten pieces in there. And if we are gonna go forward with the land use plan, if we're gonna go forward, we need to be able to be as moving forward with our ordinances. We need to know what rules we're enforcing. And would hope that the planning and zoning committee would participate on, or at least one of the members from the planning and zoning committee participate on this ordinance committee. We want to be able to go through all of them and see, you know, do we have any conflicting ordinances? Do we have any ordinances that need to be brought up to date? Some ordinances that do not need to be on the books, and this needs to be done in conjunction with our long-range plan. We'll look for representatives from the police department, obviously Ms. Nichols, the city manager, a member of the council to do that.
but really need you guys' support on that ordinance committee.
In our professional planning services agreement, task 2 is zoning ordinance assistance in this plan.
But I want to look at the ordinances as all of them that relate from those things that could be from food services ordinances to ordinances that our police department has in place. We just passed an ordinance on RV parks and permits and stuff like that. So we need to take a big global picture at ordinances, and I do understand that a lot of the zoning ordinances would be part of this long range plan.
Just something to think about, like Mr. Jim Miller was saying, is maybe have a representative from the P&Z. That would be really good.
I mean, look at them.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. We need some putting in a set of rules and something that everybody can interpret and fall back on. Because right now it's, well, I think it this way, she thinks this way. Well, no, but I read it this way. But no, but Larry Moore said it was like this. You told me so yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, it won't work.
And this is symptomatic of everything in the city. You know, we've grown as a city and evolved as a city, and this is true of the 4A Corporation, it's true of the 4B Corporation, it's true of a lot of activities in the city. We've evolved without any real concrete policies, any concrete procedures, any concrete rules that we can say, this is how we play the game. Here are the rules. And here are how we get exceptions to the rules. And here are the conditions to do that. We need to set that playing field level, and ordinances is one component of that.
Because, and I agree, because there's no way she can do her job if she has nothing to follow up. I'm gonna let if you don't do this, I'm gonna fight it. You know, she needs to have the power to make that happen.
And my ordinance book is so tattered right now, because I go through that thing. That's my
We
Bible.
should have it online.
I know.
We're working.
We're working. That's our goal.
Well, that's coming this year to do a lot more online. We're working with the city manager to bring our ordinances online, to bring a lot of our forms online. Certainly a lot of the public information needs to be online so that we can utilize that. We're looking at some reorganization pieces that are gonna make some jobs a lot easier to accomplish, and that we're uniform in doing that. Today we have components of the city, parts of public works that are handled by the administration department. They are handled by planning and zoning. They're handled by the public works department. And if you have 3 different departments handling the same process, what happens when a conflict arises? Well, then all of a sudden this gets shoved into the city manager's office. Whereas if we have everything that is with public works under a single department, we have a department head that can make some of those decisions, and we don't have to take some of the smaller decisions to the city manager's office. And we can have some rules and procedures to do that. The analogy I've shared with a lot of people over the past week is we're taking a big step as a city, as it relates to long-range planning, as it relates to ordinances, as it relates to the 4A, as it relates to a number of different parts of city government. And it's a very, very painful step to take that is affecting us operationally, it's affecting us procedurally, it's affecting us from a personnel perspective. But once we get this first step, the second step is a whole bunch easier, and the third one's a whole bunch more easier to take. And next thing you know, we have momentum, so that whoever's sitting in this board or sitting in that chair or sitting on that council has the direction to go. They've got the roadmap, and we're having to fine or tune our focus. And I think it's working, and I think the entire community sees progress and feels the progress. And that's because of all of the boards and committees and departments of the city who are really taking that effort to get that first step going.
And a very necessary step.
I agree. I move that we agree with you.
Any more questions?
Who was elected your chairman?
We have Philip Bipod as our chairman and Jim Lawhon as our secretary.
Very good.
And they're both just tickled to death.
I see that, I see somebody held a gun to your head, Jim.
I tried to claim being a new guy, and that basically
work.
is what.
That was the
did
reason
me
I
in, you know.
nominated.
Well, one of the, I'll just talk a little bit about we've asked the planning and zoning committee to update the city council. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm a visual guy and I draw on paper, and that's why we had these boards brought in. But one of the things that has not happened in the past is a good working, uninsulated relationship between the council and boards. And when we look at who is reporting to the city council, obviously we have the city manager, but we also have the 4A board, we have the 4B board, we have the planning and zoning committee, we have the municipal judge, we now have an audit committee,
Sign the plat before you leave. It's in my office.
and after Thursday, we'll have an ordinance committee. And one of the things we want to implement is quarterly reporting from the committees. I can go into Cindy's office any day of the week and find out what's going on. Or I can go into the executive director of the 4B Corporation, or I can go out and talk to the manager at the event center. But what we want to know from the board is, what are you guys doing as a board? What hurdles do you see? What things need to be on the radar of the city council? Because there's no way we as a council can accomplish everything in 2 city council meetings a month. And we certainly don't have the time or the resources to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, like your boards do in the way of planning and zoning, or where an audit committee would go into the scope of an audit, or an ordinance committee in the case of the ordinances, and really are dependent upon these boards and want to foster that relationship. So tomorrow night's, or Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's meeting is going to start that process, where we have the 4A board reporting, the 4B board reporting, planning and zoning committee, the municipal judge and the audit committees reporting to the city council. This is, one of the things we ask the municipal judge is, tell us what you do. Let the council realize what is the job of the municipal judge. The other thing that we need to know, I think all 5 city council members need to know is, what is your job on the planning and zoning committee? What are you doing? And what can we do to help you do your jobs better? And that's what that's about tomorrow night. I don't know if that got translated or not. I know Andy talked to Philip earlier this week and relayed some of it. I'll try and catch him before tomorrow night. But you as a committee, that's kind of the perspective that we're trying to take.
What's the plan?
Okay, I'll shut up.
I move that we agree again with you.
All right, well, shall we adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
We adjourn at 7:17.